Dear friends, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be diving into one of Vulnhub machines, which is Dr4gon. The link will be put to the video below so that you can download and play on your own. This is the beginner level machine, so I think you can enjoy with this machine. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. Now, let's jump in and start hacking our way through this fantastic machine. And in this video, I'd like to show you how to use Python to enumerate so many entries in the robots file. This can improve our efficiencies enormously. And also, I'd like to show you how to use Python and it's the third-party module Paramiko to brute force against SSH when the target requires private-based authentication. Okay, so then we can head over to Kali Linux to begin with. First of all, we need to discover the IP address of the target. The utility I'd like to use would be netdiscover. All right. The second IP address belongs to the target machine. So what shall we do next? We need to conduct port and self scanning with a map. To save time of this video, I've already completed before. So now, a short while ago. So now we can cut out its result. As you can see over here, I took the options like scene scan, the version scan, different service has some kinds of service information. And, we can use such information to check whether this version has no vulnerabilities. And also default script scanning option with option of SC. Why the Nmap is so powerful? I think the most important feature is script scanning engine or script engine. Even we can build our own script, okay? And followed by the -p to do the full range port scan. The last option for all is ON to output the result into this file. So then we can retrieve the scanning results whenever. Although you can notice here, the IP address has been changed as I re-imported the target machine, a little while ago. But this doesn't affect our penetration. So from the Nmap scanning results, we can tell that the target has two open ports. The first one is 22, which is running SSH service, and also the version information, open SSH, including its version number. Though this version is a little outdated, I don't think we can find any workable vulnerability. The second one is 80, which is running HTTP service and also the version information Apache 2. So I think it's very clear what we shall do next. We need to enumerate web application both manually and automatically. Let's fire up the browser to do the manual enumeration first. We can put the IP address of the target into the address bar. Press enter. So maybe we can note down some major discoveries on the progress during the penetration process. Okay. Let's go back. So this is Dragon Ball. I don't know what it is. And hi, this is AG's. I am creating this CTF. This is my first Vulnhub. So I think maybe this is possible username. We can copy and paste onto my notebook. Let's go on. scroll down. So down in the bottom, I don't think we can find anything else. So next we can check its source code. And scroll down. Oh, very big space, which is empty. Almost down in the bottom, we can see this message or this, sequence of characters. We can copy and paste over. Paste over here. I think this message has been encoded. I think we can try to decode with base 64. Okay, so how to do? We can echo and we can use pipe operator base 64 with option of D-D, which stands for decoding. As you can see here, unfortunately, the output is also encoded. Okay, so we can pipe to another base 64 with option of D, and let's do it one more time. And finally, we get these two words, Dragon Ball. We can copy. So I don't know what this is for. I think we can put on our notebook for a while. Okay, we don't know what it is at this point. Next, we can check its robots file. We found another. Maybe we can copy. We can use Q. Oh, why? We can copy the address from the browser, address bar, and paste over here. Oh, what's wrong? I cannot make copy. Interesting. Copy. Okay. Now, this is encoded. No problem. We can use pipe operator. Pipe operator allows the output of the previous command would be the input of the next command. Okay, so base 64 with option of -D. So you find the hidden directory. Maybe we can use, if you do not want to see such a progress or status, we can use the option of S option, and then so it's telling us you can find the hidden directory. Of course, we have to do that. We have to find the hidden directory. And then next, we can launch Nicto. Nicto also can find some kinds of hidden directories, although its built-in word list is a bit small. Besides enumerating directories, the Nicto can also give us other types of information about the web application, such as the version information, the header, and also allowed HTTP methods. Sometimes even can give us exploits of the web application. Of course, in case the web application is vulnerable or has exploit. Okay, but I don't think we can find anything valuable from Nicto in this case. Next, I'd like to launch the GoBuster to perform directory enumeration. Let me autocomplete this command or historic command and change the IP address of the target. Although GoBuster discovered homepage or default page and robots file, I don't think GoBuster can find anything else. So what is the hidden directory? Yes, this one, because this should be the hint left by the author. This is our job to find this hidden directory. But GoBuster and Nikto cannot find such a directory for us. Even you change different with the list, this will not work. So just now we found, decoded message, Dragon Ball. So maybe this is the, hidden directory. Okay, we can copy what the author expected us to find, right? We can copy and paste over here. Maybe you'll be wondering why, normally the directory will not contain space, right? But, it's valid. You can hit enter. You get something back from the target machine. Secret, we can open link in. Oh, we found more directories, right? And also Vulnhub, we can open link in new tab. Oh, this is a picture. We can open link in new tab and we can download. Later we need to analyze this picture. Save and also a login form, Dragon Ball. Oh, there is welcome to. Oh, this is another possible username. We can copy and paste it over here. And also we can check its source code. Nothing here. And next, I think I'd like to enumerate these entries or directories. But this consists of so many entries. If you do it manually, this will be very, very time consuming. I'd like to use Python to automate this process to improve our productivity. Okay, so how to do? Let me copy the address and we can use wget to download. Okay, and you can cut out this file. Next, we can launch the Python. We do not need to use editor. We can use the interactive Python because this would be very simple code. Okay, import. I'd like to use third-party module requests. In order to use this module, you need to install it with pip. Okay, but the step is very easy. Okay, next we can define the variable base URL, and this should be the IP address of the target. Okay, and now we can access or read this file secret. Okay, so with open secret text. So it has extension, yes, and with read only mode. And the handler, you can use any name for this handler, like F, which is short for file name, okay, or file. And we can use the for loop to retrieve every line from this file. For line in F dot operation and read the lines. So now we can concatenate base URL and the word from the file. We can base plus line, but we need to strip any space in the end. And also we can print something like try to access URL with line strip, and then we can send the request to the web application. Response requests get, we can use get method URL. That's it. Next, we can if response status code equals to 200, it means that the request is successful, and then we can print we can use formatted string request with the URL is okay. Use curly braces, so line strip, and also I think we can print out the response, text attribute of this. Response here is object, and this response has a variety of methods and attributes, and text is the source code of this response. Oh, we got error. Forgot comma. I think comma is unnecessary. It's okay. Line. Interesting. Actually, I didn't forget the comma. I forgot to put the parentheses in the end. So I think this should be the mistake which caused the error, or exception. Now we can print response text, and also between each iteration we can print something like multiply asterisk like 100. That's it. Now we can run it. We can get down all entries at one time very quickly and also very efficiently. Let's scroll up to see what we can get. I think just we get request with the URL is okay. Try to access with this one, so not okay. Most of entries are not valid at all. So anyway, I already showcased how to use Python to enumerate entries which are from one specific file. So now what can we do next? I've already completed the enumeration with this file. Now let's move on. So here there is one page, which is login page. So we can try to use a domain and admin to log in. But I don't think this is effective at all. We can check its source code, submit, value, submit. So I think this is a fake or ineffective login form, because if you check its source code, no action, no method. Okay, so this is the reason why we cannot submit anything to the target. However, from this page, we have already got the possible username, and also this would be another possible username, right? Maybe we can like dragon ball. So now, also earlier we have already downloaded one picture, AG. We can use some tools to analyze this picture to see whether we can extract hidden message. Exif2 AG. You know, this utility can give us all metadata of this file, but none is valuable. Next, we can use the hide extract AG. We do not have passphrase yet. And how about stack seek AG? Oh, we got extract file, and this should be the private key. The name itself has already told us, right? So now we can, I think we can cut out this file. And indeed, this is a private key. Maybe we can remove this. Oh, sorry, not remove, move or change the name of this file to private key. But this doesn't matter, okay? So now we can cut out this private key. And also we can change the mode with this private key. I think 400 or 600 is fine. Otherwise, sometimes, you know, we cannot, you know, the target doesn't allow such or invalid private key to authenticate, okay? However, just now we have already got some possible usernames, although we have already retrieved private key. So next, of course, here in this case, just the 3 possible usernames. You can try them one by one manually. But in case, or we assume there are so many possible usernames, and you know, manual cracking or manual enumeration would be very will need a lot of time. Okay, so I think we can use the Python to speed up this process and improve our productivity. Okay, let me show you how to do. And although I've already demonstrated how to use one of a third-party modules, Paramiko, to, you know, connect to the target, but you know, in in such cases I use password, username and password to be authenticated. But in this case, we didn't have password. We just, what we got is private key. So this is the reason why I recorded this video, to show you how to use Paramiko to and also its private key to be authenticated against the target machine. Okay, let me bring up the PyCharm editor, and we can right click on the folder what we are working on, and new Python file. We can use like SSH root. Okay, and we can import. I think we need to, you know, for simplicity, maybe the code is not ideal or very can meet every situation, but I just show you how to use Python and Paramiko to make or conduct brute forcing against you know, against the target. Okay, so Paramiko. Next, sorry, I need to create the dictionary first. Usernames. Okay, now also I think we can put the root user. Now we can go back to PyCharm editor. We can open this file, users names with read any mode as f, and we can retrieve a word from this file one line by one line. Okay, line by line. Okay, for line in we can call method read lines. Okay, so now I think we can initialize the or create object of the Paramiko, one of the class SSH. Okay, so SSH Paramiko SSH client. Okay, and I think I'd like to move this line to the front. And very important, we need to set missing host key policy. When we try to connect the target machine or the target machine, the first time, we also will get the message you want to continue. We need to put our machine onto the known hosts to continue to proceed. Okay, so this is the reason why I need to put this or need to run this function first. So Paramiko, we need to give one argument, auto at policy, and this should be function or method. So now we can use try and accept. So now we can, if we submit incorrect password, and when we try to log in to the target, we will return error. Okay, so we can use try and accept construct to capture such exceptions. Okay, so now also I think we need to remove the space in the end. Next, we can use, SSH is object and has method connect the host name, and then so this case we cannot use the password. We need to use the private key, but before we can pass the private key as argument to this method, we need to do some more things. So before here, we can key Paramiko RS key and from private key file and the file name, because in this, sometimes the private key can also be protected by passphrase. And in that case, even we need to give the password or passphrase here. Okay, so but now I think we can try with without password. So the pass of the private key is ID underscore ISA. Okay, so now we go back to the connect method. So key, P key. This should be the key. Okay. If no error, then we can print out found valid username. Okay. and line. Okay, so now I think we can exit from the program, and we can import sys module. Sys module can control the flow of the program. So I think also if you want, you can, maybe we do not need to do anything, pass, and okay, now finally we can close this collection. Now let me bring up the terminal window, run our program. SSH boot, press enter. Oh, I think there is some kind of problem. We didn't get what we expected. The private key. Also, I think we can print out the message. This involves debugging, right? Exception. And we can print something is wrong. So now let's run our program one more time to test, to see where the problem occurs. Run authentication failed. Sorry, I forgot to put the username. This is my bad. Username, this should be line. Okay, I think now we can get what we want. Run one more time. Found valid username, Xman. Fantastic, right? So now in case we have hundreds or thousands of possible usernames, and Python can improve our productivity enormously. So now I think we have already found valid username. We can connect to the target with this username and its corresponding key. Okay, it's done. Next, we need, of course, I think we can grab the user flag without a problem. And next, we need to gather more information to, elevate our privilege. So we can get out the password file. Only one normal user. Oh, another user, cyber. No cyber. Why? Password. So the cyber. But we didn't see home directory of this user, cyber. Interesting. Anyway, now we can run sudo, but we do not have its password. Okay, no problem. I go to script. We found this shell which has SUID bit and also its owner, its root. So it means that when current user xman executes this file, will temporarily get the privilege of its owner root. But before we try to, utilize or exploit this file or this SUID bit, we need to know what this shell is or how this file is functioning. We can use a file command to get its type, and this is a 64-bit Linux executable. Even above this file, we can find this demo C code. So I think, because the author wanted to make the machine to be simpler, so just directly given given us its source code, so we can get out this file. Actually, I think possibly this file is running ps command, right? ps command, and but you know, because of the set UID, and so we will get different behavior. Let's run it. Okay, so next, although you know will run as the root user, but all user when run ps command will get the same result. Okay, so we need to change its behavior, and the vulnerability of this, you know, of this binary lies in this one. ps command is not in the absolute path. Okay, so we can manipulate or we can create our own ps command. Okay, so now I'd like to navigate to temp directory where we have full permissions in most cases. Okay, we can echo bin bash and ps. We can give it full permissions ps, but you know, by default, the system or the shell will look for the command like ps in the environment variable path. Okay, however, you know, the ps of course would be, you know, if you run which ps, and you know this ps command is located in this path, and you can echo the path. Actually, this is in the path variable. So if we didn't change the path environment variable, when we run the shell, this file, this binary, it still call the built-in ps command. So we need to change it. So how to do? It's very easy. We just export path temp. We can append, not append, we can put current directory where our own ps command is living. Okay, and then pass, because the shell, I mean, maybe I can use the word system will look for the ps from this path variable in order. If the system can find the, you know, the path in the first position, the system will not look further, will not go ahead. Okay, so now we can hit enter. Now if we go to, we can run home and xman shell, press enter. Oh, we need to, sorry. No such a file. Oh, sorry. There is one more layer of directory scripts and shell. Let's run it. As you can see, we have already become the root user. Next, we can navigate to root directory, and then we can get the final flag. So I think that's pretty much it. I'd like to see you in the next one. Bye. Have a nice day, please.